open at 5:30, did not open at 6 o'clock, did not open at 6:30, did not open at 7 o'clock. Shortly after 7, we got word that the door was open. When we came down the hallway to go into the room, we then learned at that point, right after the door opened, they conducted a meeting without allowing the public to come in, witness what was going on, even hear what the resolution was going to be that was being voted on. As soon as people could step in the door, and I believe one of the people of the news media were the first people to walk in the door, they gavelled the meeting closed, they voted, gavelled the meeting closed, and no members of the public that wanted to be here, that being the 45 people or more that came to be part of this meeting as a public event, were allowed in that meeting up until that time. They conducted this meeting under the cover of darkness as though they were stealing something from someone's hand, and that's what they did. They just stole part of the public right by conducting this meeting under the cover of darkness.
Now, what action was taken?
What they did was they voted to rescind the Part 83 investigation, which was voted on 3-2 last Thursday. Part 83 investigation is an investigation called by the school district officially requesting that an investigation take place by the Commissioner of Education to investigate wrongdoings or criminal activity within the district. They have just tried to exonerate themselves after they made it very clear that the superintendent was a focus of a Part 83 investigation. There is something clearly wrong here. It is inappropriate for them to have done what they did to the public, but more importantly, they voted basically in secret and violated the open meeting law. Every person that has any interest in transparency in government has to be concerned about this. It is not about one individual. It's not about a school board member. We're talking about process. And justice demands that everybody be given the opportunity to know what's going on in a district that has a budget of $185 million. Something is terribly wrong when they do things behind a closed door, while 45 people wait outside the door, and when they open the door, they laugh in your face and say, ha ha, we voted already. That is ridiculous.
So they undid the vote on Thursday.
They undid the Part 83 investigation from Thursday, and they did it after it was done in a public with hundreds of people in a room. They went into a small room and allowed no one else to come into that room, and they undid. What they did was they committed a farce on last Thursday, and this evening, what they committed was a fraud, and they need to be ashamed of themselves.
So what's next? Would you challenge this meeting?
I think right now there's a lot that has to take place, and one of the things is that the community organizations that are shown here, a lot of community organizations here, have to come together and make sure that we now go to the right forum. The commissioner, the district attorney's office is investigating this, and we may very well have to take this whole vote to the Supreme Court in Nassau County and bring another Article 78 the way we did it the first time. And what we need to do is make everybody in that board meeting room know. They need to understand there is an obligation. You are given a public trust. You are given the responsibility of living up to the people that elected you. And when you do this, you betray that trust, and that is a concern. They should all, anytime any one of them had any concern, they should have said, I need to take a break, and we need to make sure that the door is open for the public and give them the opportunity to come into the room. They failed to do that.
Let's say this is, obviously they voted on a personnel matter, which you don't have to disclose, correct? But you're saying even the way they conducted the meeting was out of bounds.
Well, they claim it's a personnel matter. It is not. A personnel matter is dealing with stuff that's either contractual or independent relation. This was an investigation to be conducted under Part 83. And if you look into the education law under Part 83, it is an investigation that is conducted by which outcome is reported back. It is a public issue.